Welcome to An Objectivist Plays Bioshock, with me, your host, Victor Baskerville. I invite you on a journey to travel through the trials, traumas and titillations of a much beloved video game, asking ourselves one question. Is Bioshock objectivist slander or objectivist propaganda? Inspired by the events of Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged, where the schematics of a capitalist utopia are established, does Bioshock revere or revile this utopia? Let us begin to find out. '60 Mid-Atlantic on an airplane.
They told me, son, you're special. You were born to do great things. You know what? They were right.
Jack. Starting with the plane crash is never a good omen. Oh, I can move. I am in control. Let's see for how long. Uh-oh. There goes the rest of the plane. First thing we're struck with is just how imposing this building is. You also think, how much of a coincidence is it that we have crash landed, right next to a lighthouse, a building in the middle of the ocean? Gods or kings, only man. Underneath a statue of a very imposing man. Almost godlike, one might add. Science. Industry. Oh, what's this one? Art. Three tenets of a successful society. Let's find out. The submarine door is open, seemingly to invite us in. It seems like a very wise decision to go ahead and pull the lever.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow?
Hello, Andrew.
No, says the man in Washington, it belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose Rapture. A city where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, Rapture can become your city as well.
Anti-God, anti-communism. Atlas speaking. Good things of this earth flow into the city. Rapture Transport Authority. Ayn Rand also believed that the city was the paragon of civilization. So that seems on brand.
One more minute. Spear's coming up now. Johnny, security, banging off all over. Get a move on.
Oh dear, seems like we have walked in a bad time. Death gurgle.
Is it someone
Seems the people of Rapture do not like intruders.
Would you kindly pick up that shortwave radio?
So Atlas would be a reference to Atlas Shrugged, Ayn Rand's magnum opus. In Atlas Shrugged, Atlas is a symbol of all that is good. So let's find out whether this Atlas will be as well.
I don't know how you survived that plane crash, but I've never been one to question providence. I'm Atlas, and I aim to keep you alive. Now keep on moving. We're gonna have to get you to higher ground. Take a deep breath and step out of the bathysphere. I won't
So
leave you
Atlas
twisting
is
in the
trying to
wind.
help us. Do you want
We're
out
gonna
of
need to
hiding?
draw out
Am I the bait?
But you're gonna have
Is
to
this a
trust
trick?
me.
Rapture is dead. We're not your property. Let it end, let us ascend. Ryan doesn't own us.
Just a bit further. How do you like that, mister? Now, would you kindly find a crowbar or something?
splicer. So is there a distinction between splicers and non-splicers in Rapture? This isn't quite the welcome that I was expecting. At least from the introduction by Andrew Ryan. Oh, I have a chain tied to my wrist. Oh my god. That was rude. Water floor so every night.
I can control myself. I can.
It seems like something has taken place in Rapture that has made it descend into chaos. These statues actually resemble the depictions of Atlas. It's almost as if this man could be holding up the universe as he holds up the building. Pick your plasmid and evolve. So this is a transhumanist society, it seems. Transhumanism being using technology to evolve humanity beyond what it already is. Get spliced. So splicers must be people who have taken whatever this substance is. Just go ahead and check the random needle you found into your arm.
Steady now.
Do you know how I spend my Friday nights?
Code is being rewritten. Just hold on and everything will be fine.
This little fish looks like he just had his cherry popped. Wonder if he's still got some Adam on him.
Who is that?
It's Bob. Weak. You're a weak showback. This little fish ain't worth telling him and open daddy. Yellow. Always have been. You'll be no better off with a metal daddy, little fish. See you floating.
Oh my gosh. What is that?
Look, Mr. Bubbles, it's an angel. I can
It's a
see
very
light
close-up foot
coming
shot.
from his belly.
Was this directed by Quentin
He's still
Tarantino?
breathing. It's all right. I know he'll be an angel soon.
Angel? My dear.
You alright, Boyle? First time plasmid's a real
Oh, yeah,
on
fine.
you. But there's nothing like a fistful of lightning now, is there?
So plasmids are what people used to evolve. And now I can presumably shoot electric bolts out of my hand. That's not a good sign. This place is really falling apart. Securest door. I'm not quite sure how secure it really is. See? Oh, doesn't seem like you can control yourself. Is that the 1-2 punch? Oh. Not a bad person, just someone who attacks random strangers. Someone else? Oh my, what was that? Say individualism, liberty, ascendancy, creativity, independence, and commerce. So are these the principles of Rapture? They certainly would be the principles of Galt's cult in Atlas Shrugged, and indeed the principles of objectivism. Are these meant to be the last vestiges of hope in Rapture, or are they the reason for its downfall, according to the game?
Listen, I've got a family. I need to get them out of here. But the splicers have cut me off from them. If you can reach them in Neptune's bounty, then maybe, just maybe. I know you must feel like the unluckiest man in the world right now, but you're the only hope I'll ever see my wife and child again. Go to Neptune's bounty. Find my family, please.
Hold on a minute. I thought he was supposed to be helping us. Now we are helping him? Perhaps. The great chain is guided by our hand. What is this? Heaven mark. Okay. What is this?
Why is it today and not then?
Loving memory of Winston Hoffner.
Why can't Mommy have to the
Le Marquis d'Epoque.
tea?
Who is
No,
mourning over their child.
no.
Okay, my love. Should we put you out of your misery?
Plasma's changed everything. They
she
destroyed
was
our bodies,
mourning over a
our
revolver.
minds. We couldn't handle it. Best friends butchering one another. Babies strangled in cribs. The whole city went to hell.
Sounds like my idea of a great time. Rapture Masquerade Ball 1959. Masquerade Ball. So it looks like there was a party here that was interrupted. That is a statue of Atlas. It seems holding up the globe. No Rapture written on it. What happened to this party, I wonder? 1959. 1959 was the year that Atlas Shrugged was first published in paperback. I wonder if that is the reason that the date was chosen. Did I see a pair of eyes peeking from that hole?
Yo, open up!
Too spliced up. I'm too spliced up. Everybody's gonna want me.
Yo, open up! Last time.
Brenda.
Hey, Brenda. gonna tell me why you had a hole in the wall the size of Plymouth Rock coming out of your crapper going on 3 weeks now? Now, I ain't saying I'm Shakespeare. I'm trying to run a respectable theater. I got working folk coming in from Port Neptune trying to catch a little diversion. And all they can think about is the stink coming out of your shitter. Get it fixed.
Brenda. Steve in that audio diary is speaking to Brenda. Is that Steve? Where is Steve?
I'm not a bad person.
There is Steve. I'm not Brenda. Oh, that was not Steve. That was just a random man hiding in a cubicle. Cubicle full of blood.
Get me, my Adam! Come on,
Oh,
back
yeah.
here!
No, this is Steve.
Charlie! Charlie, where you going?
Oh.
No, Charlie!
Am I in the middle of a domestic here?
Here it comes! Here it comes!
It's the first time in a while I've heard my own heartbeat.
Another New Year's, another night alone. I'm out and you're stuck in Festus, working. Imagine my surprise. Well, I just guess I'll have another drink. Here's a toast to Diane McClintock, silliest girl in Rapture. Silly enough to fall in love with Andrew Ryan.
Diane.
Silliest. What happened? I'm bleeding. Oh God. What's happening?
So, the New Year's Eve party, it seems, was interrupted by people shouting, "Long live Atlas," down with Andrew Ryan, and hurting the guests who were there. Were the guests all supporters of Andrew Ryan? Or were they normal people? Were the intruders terrorists or freedom fighters? No, this is spooky. Reminds me of home.
If you spot a splicer in the water, hit him with the electrobolt.
Funny enough, raiding corpses for their money is something I do in real life too.
I love you. You go.
Careful now.
Make sure that
Would you kindly
Atlas.
lower that weapon for a minute? You think that's a child down there? Don't be fooled. She's a little
Yeah.
sister now.
This is what happens to people
Somebody
who
went and
spice
turned
too
a
much.
sweet baby girl into a monster. Whatever you thought about right and wrong on the surface, well, that don't count for much down in Rapture. Those little sisters, they carry Adam, the genetic material that keeps the wheels of Rapture turning. Everybody wants it, everybody needs it.
What is she doing to that body? Sticking but a scratch. Vending machine. Happy Chappy, now showing. Doesn't seem like many of the people at Rapture are happy chappies. Come bite the apple at Eve's garden. What is that? H. Rourke. I imagine that is a reference to Howard Rourke, protagonist of Ayn Rand's other novel, The Fountainhead, in that Howard Rourke is an architect who refuses to compromise on his principles. Perhaps that is the sort of person that is invited into Rapture. Although it seems that there was plenty of other people invited too. Didn't mean to hurt anyone, he shouts as he runs at someone with a... He shouts as he runs at someone with a wrench. Here's Howard Rourke again. And here's our transhumanist propaganda. Metro. Oh. What is he doing?
Diamond will fix me. Everything will work out. Just you wait.
So someone has killed a Big Daddy. Is that the Big Daddy we just saw? Or a different one? Altruism is the root of all wickedness. Well, that is a very objectivist principle. But again, we ask ourselves whether altruism has been the downfall of Rapture, or something else. Someone has had an extremely rough time after a Vindaloo. Of whiskey and became drunk. What a lightweight.
Security alert involved.
It's Ryan! Goddamn Andrew Ryan! He's found him. Damn it! They shut off access to Neptune. There's another way to get there. Head to medical.
What am I waiting for? Busy raiding corpses, of course. Seems I have very little choice but to follow orders in this place. Medical pavilion. Oh, how very big brother. Please stand by.
Oh, Christ! You're trapped! Gonna try to override the exit from here.
So tell me, friend, which one of the bitches sent you? The
Bitches?
JTB Wolf or the CIA Jackal? Here's the news. Rapture isn't some sunken ship for you to plunder. And Andrew Ryan isn't a giddy socialite who can be slapped around by government muscle. And with that, farewell, or das Madame, Jeffrey.
What is going on? I'm not trying to plunder Rapture. I crash landed here. I've been met with pure hostility ever since I arrived. But to be fair, that's also how I treat my guests when they arrive. You sound very amused.
Now you've met Andrew Ryan, the bloody king of Rapture. Rapture.
With Adam, there's
Find
no
your way to
reason not to
emergency
be
access.
beautiful. Dr. Steinman's cosmetic enhancement. Well, I agree that she is quite beautiful. I don't agree that most of the people I've seen in Rapture have been beautiful. Go out and shop is the Rapture way of life. How very consumerist.
Ryan and Adam. Adam and Ryan. All those years of studying him. Was I ever truly a surgeon before I met them? How we plinked away with our scalpels and toy morality. Yes, we could lop a boil here and shave down a beak there, but could we really change anything? No. But Adam gives us the means to do it. And Ryan frees us from the phony ethics that held us back. Change your look, change your sex, change your race. It's yours to change. Nobody else's.
Change your sex, change your race. So it seems like the ideologies of... So it seems like transsexual people and transracial people are welcome in Rapture, or at least possible in Rapture. Transracialism being the idea that you can change the race that you were born with. Something very controversial in the real world.
Splicing. Before you know it, you'll be as bright as rain. Remember, a smart splicer is a hack splicer.
Too introverted for anyone to notice.
Keep away from my patients!
Mind your blasted manners! It won't go with darling
Got it! Breaking everything!
The splicers have even turned against themselves. Who is allied with whom?
Security alert is in progress.
Access denied.
You think you can just
If
take
you want to
the
use the
basic
emergency
on
access, you'll be needing Dr. Steinman's key. He's the one that runs this place. But I don't expect to hand it you out of the milk of human kindness. Steinman ain't that kind, and frankly, I'm not even sure he's still human.
Steinman was the one who was saying that Adam has given us the ability to change people's race. Talk, and get shot in the arm.
I'm wasting my time, you horrid monster! Come here now! Stop wasting my time, you horrid monster!
When will these ladies learn
We can
that running at someone who has a gun pointed right at you
Come here now!
is not very likely to be successful?
Time, you horrid monster!
Between your
Yes, run!
No way, Jim. It's not safe. Haven't you heard? Atlas's bandits are everywhere.
Hold on a second there. Remember whatever Ryan says. If you do that, the bandits win. Take your family to Fort Front and Arcade. Go out, shot. It's the Rapture way of life.
It seems like there are propaganda adverts being blasted the radio.
promised me pretty, Simon. You promised me pretty. Now look at me. Look at me!
Seems like Simon is giving Diane the attention that she craved from Andy Ryan and wasn't getting.
The daft bastard set up shop in the surgery wing. You want to find him? Just follow the blood.
Adam presents new problems for the profession. As your tools improve, so do your standards. There was a time I was happy enough to take on the water to turn a real circus freak into something you can show in the daylight, but that was then, when we took what we got. But with Adam, the flesh becomes clay. What excuse do we have not to sculpt and sculpt and sculpt until the job is done?
Till the job is done.
Remember, all them machines will short out right proper if you hit them with electric.
Who's that? You're crawling! You're second!
On the surface, the parasite expects the doctor to heal them for free, the farmer to feed them out of charity. How little they differ from the pervert who prowls the streets looking for a victim he can ravish for his grotesque amusement.
Random's nice as any excuse for not being beautiful.
I am beautiful, yes. Look at me. What could I do to make my features finer? With Adam and my scalpel, I have been transformed. But is there not something better? What if now it is not my skill that fails me, but my imagination?
Stunning kills. Stay away.
I was at German prison camp, only at 16 years old when I realized I have love for science. German doctor,
Tenenbaum.
he make experiment. Sometimes he makes scientific error. I tell him of this error, and this make him angry. But then he asks, how can a child know such a thing? I tell him sometimes I just know. He screams at me, then why tell me? Well, I said, if you are going to do such things, at least you should do them properly.
Tenenbaum sounds like a very precocious child. I assume that Tenenbaum is also a reference to Ayn Rand's real birth name. It was Elisa Rosenbaum. Ayn Rand was also a very precocious child.
What is the most vicious obsession ever perpetrated on mankind? Slavery.
Fulminated me.
Be great.
saw earlier outside that shop. J. Steinman.
When Picasso
Seems like
became
Steinman is
bored
trying to
of
alter
painting
what's
people,
on
he
his
started
face.
representing them as cubes and other abstract forms. The world called him a genius. I've spent my entire surgical career creating the same tired shapes over and over again. The upturned nose, the cleft chin, the ample bosom. Wouldn't it be wonderful if I could do with a knife what that old Spaniard did with a brush?
So I suppose that this is what Steinman means by using his imagination to further his quest for beauty. It is worth noting that Ayn Rand thought that Picasso's paintings defied all principles of objectivism, in the sense that they did not adhere to strict form and structure, and also that they did not really aspire to beauty, but the deconstruction of beauty. A little bit like this picture. So, based on that, perhaps Ayn Rand would not have been a fan of Steinman. It also begs the question that if Steinman is in Rapture, a city based on objectivist principles, what exactly is his reason for being there, if he is willing to abandon them so quickly? Is the commentary meant to be that the freedom in Rapture encourages people to abandon their principles and go too far? It certainly seems like this might have been the case with Steinman. That seems like quite enough excitement for one day. There is still so much more to explore, so many unanswered questions. But for now, goodbye.